Building a cash buyers list is a critical aspect of your real estate wholesaling business. And today, I'm going to show you multiple ways that you can find cash buyers in any market of your choice, no matter if it's local or virtual. Hit the like button and let's get into it. The very first way that I think would be ideal if you're trying to build a cash buyers list, especially if you don't have any funds, is if you drive for dollars. Listen, you can kill two birds with one stone whenever you're doing this. So when you're driving for dollars, you can look for properties that may need to be repaired, and you can also look for properties that are in the process of being rehabbed. So why would you go after rehab properties? The reason why is because you will be looking for the owner of that property currently, because they're going to be the person that bought the property, even if they haven't bought it cash or they may have used private money to purchase the property. You know that they're looking for properties that they're going to fix up and probably put on the market or hold as a rental. So I would consider driving for dollars to be more of a networking type of thing, because you may go out there and you may only see the contractors out there. You're not going to be able to catch the owner of the property out there all the time, but if you can talk to the contractor that's out there that's working on the rehab, then of course they may be able to point you in the right direction. Now, if you see another property that may look like it's in the rehab process but there's no one out there, the easiest thing to do is take the property information down. When you get back to your computer, go to your county's GIS website and just type in that property address, and guess what? The homeowner's information is going to be right there for you to write down and potentially go and skip trace and contact that particular homeowner. And boom, you have a cash buyer that's currently buying in that area. So as you can see, the pros of driving for dollars is you know that the person that owned the property is currently buying in today's market. So that means you won't have to worry about someone that potentially may be trying to steal your deal, just like when you go on into Facebook groups. So this is definitely a great way to start off whenever you're trying to build a cash buyers list. Now, I'm trying to push this channel to 10,000 subscribers by the beginning of the year. So if you can do me a favor and just subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and click the notification bell so YouTube can see that this video is valuable and they'll push it out to a larger audience, I would greatly appreciate that. And let's get into step 2 of how to build a cash buyers list. Now, the second way that you can build a cash buyers list, even if you're in an up or down market, is going directly to your courthouse. At your courthouse, you can pull pre-foreclosures, you can pull evictions, and guess what? It's like killing two birds with one stone in this situation as well too, because whenever you pull the pre-foreclosures on some of the properties that's currently in auction in my county, they have a 10-day upset bid period. So during that time frame, of course, cash buyers are going to be making bids on properties. So what you will be able to do is you'll be able to pull up the properties that's currently in the upset bid period, and guess what? That particular document is going to show you the buyer that's looking to buy, and it's going to have their phone number as well too. So guess what? You don't even have to skip trace after you get the buyer's information. 9 times out of 10, those type of buyers are buyers that's going to be looking for properties to either buy and hold or either fix them up and put them on the market. Now, when it come down to the eviction list, where you have your tired landlords, of course, 9 times out of 10, those type of landlords are going to be looking for more properties that they can hold as investment properties. Their information is going to be on that particular document as well too. And when I said that you actually can be killing two birds with one stone, when it come down to the pre-foreclosures, you're going to have the property that is currently in auction. You're going to have the buyer's information. You're going to see how much the buyer is actually bidding on that particular property. And guess what? You know, all you got to do is come in 10,000 less than what that particular buyer is offering, and you can make $10,000 on the deal. See, a lot of people won't tell you that information. They may charge you a lot of money for that information, but I'm here to give it to you for free and show you how you can build that cash buyers list and get motivated sellers as well too, just by going up to your local courthouse and spending a few hours and building your pre-foreclosure list or your eviction list. Now, the third way that you can build a cash buyers list is a paid service. It's only $99 per month, and it's Propstream. Propstream will give you a 7-day free trial, so you won't have to spend any money up front. It'll give you access to 50 records, and after you pay the $99, you have access to 10,000 records. Out of those 10,000, housing, you can pull data that you're going to skip trace and market to, or you can pull a cash buyers list and also skip trace your buyers list so you can get in contact with the buyers. Now, the ways that you can actually build your list inside of Propstream, just say if you have a property under contract and you look for buyers that's buying in that particular zip code, you can type in the subject property information and you can filter out cash buyers that bought in the past 3 to 6 or 12 months in that particular area, and 9 times out of 10 they're going to be willing to buy again. Now, if you don't have a subject property that you're looking to wholesale at that particular point in time, you can easily just pull a cash buyers list for the whole county or the whole city, and guess what, just skip trace all of them and spend time maybe 3 to 4 times a week reaching out to those sellers either by text message or phone call and seeing if they're still buying in that particular area. And I'm going to get on my computer in a few minutes to show you how you can actually get that done. Now, another way that you can use Propstream to build a cash buyers list is by pulling the flippers data. It's a flippers tab that I'm going to show you in a few seconds as well. That's going to show you all the real estate agents that are working with cash buyers in the area. They currently have the cash buyers property listed on the MLS, and of course they're trying to make money on their end, and the cash buyers trying to make money on their end as well too. So that's another way, and I'm going to show you how that actually works. And these are just ways that you can find buyers in whatever market that you're currently in. It's so simple. It's not a hard process, and I'm going to dive into my computer now and show you how you can get it done. All right, so now that we are in my computer, the very first thing I'm going to do inside of Propstream, of course, is type in whatever city that I'm going to be in. So right now I select Charlotte, North Carolina. And after that, the quick list choice, I'm going to just go in and automatically click cash buyers. So I'm going to go down the list from top to bottom on the choices that you have to filter out. So you have owner occupied. Of course, that's going to be no, because you don't want anybody that's occupying the property, because those are going to be retail buyers. Then we're going to go to occupancy status, and we're going to leave that as is. We don't have to do anything with that. Then we can go to property characteristics, click residential, single family. If you got a single family property, you can go in and add condos or multifamily 2 to 4. You could do all that if you wanted to. You don't really have to do anything else with this unless you just have a strict criteria of the type of buyers you want to go after. You can go in and change it to 3 beds, 1 bath or something, or it's completely up to you. MLS status, we don't have to do anything with MLS status. Preforeclosures tab, we don't have to do anything with preforeclosures tab. Go down to ownership info, and this is very important. Whenever you're dealing with the ownership info, what you're trying to do is make sure that you finding buyers that are currently buying in today's market. So what I'm going to do, years of ownership, I want to make sure that max is going to be 1 year. So you see how it drops the amount of buyers like that, because what that's going to do, it's going to make sure that any buyer that's on this particular list has bought less than a year ago. Now, another thing that's important is the owner type. We want to go in and put in individual. If you skip trace LLCs or corporations or something like that, the issue that you'll run into is you may come back with wrong phone numbers. Now, I'm not going to say don't skip trace corporate owners, because those are definitely cash buyers as well too. But what you will want to do, you will want to separate that particular list of buyers, and you would want to go through each individual buyer and go to a website such as Open Corporate and see if you can find the actual owner of the LLC. And then from there, you skip trace that owner and ask them would they like to buy a property in such and such zip code. And that's how we'll handle that. But as you can see, when you change it to individual, you have 457 properties. Now, if you deselect that and click corporate, then you have 1,400 buyers at that point. So you have a whole lot more buyers that you can add to that pool of buyers that may be looking to buy. But I'm going to leave that individual for the time being. So absentee owner location. This is very important too. It's completely up to you, but I always choose local. And what that is going to do, any buyers that's looking to buy in this particular market, they are local buyers. So anybody outside of that, I don't too much really like to deal with, because it may be a hassle. Unless you're dealing with a hedge fund buyer, then that's completely different. So we're going to leave that at local, and we're going to close the owner's info tab, because that's all we're going to select in there. Liens, we're not going to do anything in that particular tabs. That's more for list building. So in this equity info tab, the estimated value is important, because if you don't narrow that down, you may be pulling properties that are worth $1 million or $2 million, And in Charlotte market, that may not make sense. But in today's market, I'm gonna say, hey, I'm looking for cash buyers that are looking for properties with an estimated value of $300,000. So I put 300,000 and that drop it down to 140 cash buyers. So that's all we're gonna do in that particular tab. So now you have a list of 140 cash buyers that you can skip trace and that you can send text messages to or reach out individually to build a relationship with. And whenever you get a property under contract, if it's a deal, it's going to sell like this as long as the numbers work. And now, like I said before, you definitely want to go into the corporate cash buyers as well too, because they are buyers. They're just buying in LLCs. So you just have to spend a little bit more time looking up their information and trying to figure out who owns the LLC. So that's how you pull a cash buyers list inside of Propstream. And guess what? It gets even simpler once you get a property under contract. If you want a buyer that's just in that zip code, like I said before, whatever that subject property is, you put that zip code in and you just complete the same steps that I just went through for pulling the cash buyers list for a whole market. Now let's get into pulling this flippers information where you can get realtors to bring buyers to your deals. All right, so now we back in my computer, and as you can see, we have the same market. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull a list of realtors that may have buyers that may be interested in a deal that I have. So basically you go up to filters and you just click flippers. There are 380 realtors that are currently working with flippers that they have their property listed on the MLS currently. So like if I click on that particular property, you'll see that it's a LLC buyer that owns the property, and the realtor information is here. Now I do have it blurred out, but I'm just showing you where this information is so you will know, okay, when I pull this information, it's gonna come with the realtor phone number, email, and name, which is very important because like I said, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be working with multiple buyers, and the only thing you gotta do is keep that room in between where they can add their fee on top of your asking price and you get your deal sold. So it's almost like they're handling the disposition aspect of it to a certain extent because they're bringing the buyers to the deal so that they can make their commission on the property. Now, I hope that this video is being valuable so far. If you're looking for an all-around way to use Propstream in your wholesaling business, definitely feel free to check out this video here because it'll show you how I use Propstream in my business to pull cash buyers list, to pull sellers list. It's just going to show you how I use it on an everyday base in order to run my wholesaling business. Now let's get back into the video. My last way that I'm going to mention you can build a cash buyers list is very, very simple. You can easily just JV your deal with somebody that's already established in a market that you're currently in. Now, in that aspect, if you have the property under contract, you've done the cold calling, you've done the text messages, and you're just looking for a cash buyer in a particular area, that second half of the deal, somebody is handling the disposition aspect. Of course, your JV partner needs to handle that because you've done the upfront work. Let them handle the back end to where you can go focus on generating more leads so you can put more deals under contract. Now, the best part about this is whenever that JV partner actually brings a buyer to the property or brings multiple buyers to the property, you have those buyers' information now. And definitely the buyer that is going to send their information in to the real estate attorney office, you're going to have that buyer's information. So whenever you do generate another deal, you already have a buyer in place in that particular market that you're wholesaling in. So using a JV partner is definitely an ideal way of doing it because it's going to save you time and it's going to allow you to generate more revenue in your business because you're not focusing on the back end of the deal. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you next time.